pieces that move have a round bottom to them, it takes a little more. You can't just use the fasten because the fasten only works on a flat surface. So I'm going to use an example here of my Pokeball that I created. There he is. There's my Pokeball. I have not used him yet, so we're going to create a version. And I'm going to bring this guy out here, and oh my gosh, he's so big in comparison. I also created a hand to go along with the Pokeball, and it's kind of creepy, but who cares? I was just messing around, so to put a piece out there, and yes, it's gigantic, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. Green check mark. Okay, so to put these pieces out here, we are going to have to planar mate and tangent mate. The first one, planar mate, I'm going to do the flat surface here, and you'll notice there's a flat surface on the Pokeball also. And I want this one not facing towards the front, I want him facing sideways. So I'm going to come over here and use the side of my piston, and then I'm going to zoom out because I want this to have an offset, and I want that offset to be, I know that the hand is 1 inch fat, so I'm going to be 0.5. Let's see where that goes. Looks pretty good. It's going to be inside of the hand. I'm all right with that. Now, my hand is facing the wrong direction. I could ignore that for right now and change it as I build, but a lot of times it's easier to rotate and put it facing the right direction to begin with. So that's what I'm going to do to begin with. All right, now I'm all inside of my shape, but that's okay. I'm going to drag it up. If I turn it to the side view, I can also kind of center it. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to be able to line up my tangents now. So for the tangent, I'm going to use the tangent tool because it's a curved surface, and I'm going to have to tangent two things. I'm going to have to tangent this edge with the curve, and then I'm going to have to come back and tangent this edge with the curve, and that's going to force those two edges to line up together and be flat against each other. So first one, I'm going to choose my curve, click, and I'm going to choose this edge. Pops it down there. I'm going to go ahead and hit green check mark. When I pull back out, the hand will rotate, but only on that edge. So I need the other edge to be tangent also. Use the tangent tool, zoom in. I'm going to choose the curve, and I'm going to choose the other side of my piston. And when I do that, now my hand is lined up, and it's only touching where that is. Now, this is not locked into place. If I grab it, I can actually spin it all the way around, which is kind of weird, but at least I've got it lined up in the right place. When I animate my revolution here, the hand goes up and down, which is kind of what I was looking for. Okay, the Pokeball. Let's see what we got here. Because this is not just a curve in one direction, it's a curve all the way around. It's actually part of a sphere. We're going to have to tangent on three sides. So the first thing we're going to do is planar mate. We're going to planar mate the front of my Pokeball with the front of my piston. I'm going to zoom out, turn it sideways, and I'm going to have to do an offset. I want that offset. I know that my Pokeball is 3 inches in diameter, so I'm going to say 1.5. And that puts it almost right in the middle. I'm pretty pleased with that. I kind of like how that looks. green check mark. Take the Pokeball, pick it up, and no matter what, when I arrow to the side view, you can look at it from the left, and it can't move forward and backwards. It can only move up and down. So now it'll move side to side, at least for a little while. When I go to the front view, I can move it side to side. It'll do that for a little while, all the way up until I get everything tangent lined up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to tangent the edge of my piston and the surface of the Pokeball. Green check mark. When I zoom out, I can grab this and it rocks on that one edge. Okay, I'm going to choose the next one, tangent. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do the front edge of my piston and the curve of the Pokeball. Everything is good, nothing is red, green check mark, and again, it still rotates left and right. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I think that's pretty good. Now, if that's too close to your hand, I could have used the other side here. Let me show you what I can do there. I can zoom down here to the bottom and I can go to that first tangent, and it's the edge of part 110. So I'm going to exit that and I'm going to come over here and choose the other side, green check mark, and now it's facing the other way. I actually like that kind of a little better. Okay, there we go. Might want to change it this direction. When I animate my revolute, we'll change this to loop and play, and there we go. The Pokeball and the hand are moving. Now, again, how the cams are working is going to dictate what's going to happen with the pieces moving, but that's kind of what I'm looking for.